Hey Charles, welcome. And Lovko Shaman, also welcome. Just a little impromptu stream. I had a bit of free time and I am trying to finish up this drawing here. Oh whoa, what happened there? I feel like this should be more. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to shoot them off. This is a very informal sort of meeting that we are having here. But if you just feel like quietly lurking in the background, if you just want something for the background while you're doing your own stuff, feel free to do that. Don't know if I will be talking a lot today, unless you guys are asking me. But yeah, everybody just doing a little bit of art, just trying a little bit here and there. I could talk about this little mech. It started out here, like this is a commission, but I didn't like the paper, the watercolor went all sorts of weird, so I decided to do a quick redo on it. Not trying to put in too much effort because I just want to test it first. I wanted to see if I can do better with the same paper. So we shall see. We shall see. 616 Sherban, good afternoon, or should I say weekend? Placate? Plakut. Yes, it is nice. I've actually, Sherbane, I've been out today and I voted. Last time I voted back in, what was it, 2013 I thought the last time I voted was. So I did my civic duties. I feel like a good boy. I feel like people cannot point their fingers at me if everything goes to shit and conspiracy theorists and whatnot will take over. Well, technically your country. I live here now, but I just try to at least minimize the Russian influence there. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about politics, but I did my part, just so you know. Glad to hear that. It's a mess in our yeah, I know, man. Like I so this is why I try to stay away from Romanian politics, because, like, you know, American politics, as horrible they are, at least they are just amusing to me. But because, well, until my dad was alive, they had like real effect on me, Romanian politics. Now I don't really have parents or anybody who lives there that really bother me, but still, I wanted to make sure that these crazy people don't get into power. I don't know, like, man, the polls don't look, or at least last time I checked, they didn't look very positive. So yeah, let's see what happens. Interesting times we're living in. It's not getting easier or calmer. It's just like one hit after the other. I swear, man. It's like, it's crazy. So the best thing you can do is at least do a little bit of art to just calm yourself and get away from all this craziness. Fuck. Yeah, me too. I go for Europe as well. We'll hope for the best. I'm an optimist for now. Yeah, that's a good mental state to have for this. It was funny though, I must say. Hey alien, welcome to this little semi-secret stream. It was funny because, like, of course, every now and then you hear some Romanian on the street. It is a very international city, Amsterdam, but the whole area of the voting place was just full of Romanians, and everybody everywhere just speaking Romanian. That was funny hearing that. Chippy chippy cha cha, chippy cha cha. Whoop. Do we have? I don't think I had any other. It was mostly. So the thing is, for this robot, I am. This is sort of a modified. It was a warbot, and the person who belonged to died, but they were already a grandfather, and sort of the granddaughter inherited this robot, and she transformed it into a firefighting sort of mech. And the arms and some of the parts are all added later, so I want to make sure that it is felt that it is a little bit haphazardy. Rugai, okay, I'm here. Let's draw some cute anime robots. Still not gonna happen, but I welcome your presence every time, Ru. You are very welcome. Tappa, 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 tappa. I feel like, yeah, this has to come lower. That something was off about this cabin. How's life, Ru? How's the children? Oh, sorry about that. I just hit the camera. That was a big shake. Dex the Hero. Whoa. Secret stream found. New achievement unlocked. Welcome to the secret stream. It's a bit too long, it feels to me. Is it? I think it is, so I have to make this a little bit smaller as well. Like, I feel this is what I like traditional sketching, because you can get stuff on paper quickly, but if you want to do like a proper finished piece, if you want to do adjustments on the drawing, I do miss having the freedom of a digital tool space, should I say it like that? Dex Hero, oh yeah, I saw that one. I'm saying, hey, have you drawn curvy and flowing geometry based robots? Yes, I did. If yes, please show them if possible. I think you can see a couple in my previous video, in the sketchbook. If you go that, you will see a couple there. Like in my previous video that I just posted this Monday, there should be a couple of mechs that were quite rounded. Now we're getting more there, but this is just, let me redo this. Ru says, doing good. School just got out. Kids are doing good. Wife is wonderful. That is happy to see that, man. Any any vacation, travel around the country planned in? Summer is coming up. You're doing camp with your younger one usually, right? Around summertime, if I remember correctly. See, that is something that it's not that I'm dreading, but I was looking forward with a bit of fear, being somewhat of an introvert. I find it hard when I have to think about having to go to all the like sports or school events of my kid and having to interact with other grown-ups just because our kids go to the same school. And like, I know it sounds stupid, but generally, excuse me, generally I don't really seem to have that many commonalities to talk about with quote unquote grown-ups. So it is because like I get there and like they want to talk about their football match or barbecuing or stuff that I just really don't care about, and all I could talk about would be games or drawing, and I feel like generally people don't care about that stuff that much. So I will feel like when I was younger and I had to go with my parents to some sort of event and I was just bored out of my brain. So I'm curious how you dodge that. Yeah, no, this year sending him by himself. He's 16 and needs his own space. Okay, I can see that. 16 would yeah, seem to be the more difficult years, huh? Hoppa. I did that with the other two boys when they got older. Sorry, what did you do with the other two boys when they got older? Okay, we had a mechanism here that looked somewhat like this. Whoop, 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 zoop. Jackie, what time is it now? I live in the Netherlands and local time right now is 6:26 in the afternoon. That is 18:26 if you want it like that. Let's not forget we had a cut here as well. Goes a little bit like that. Yes. So up here we had some sort of camera. And here we had, actually I don't know what that was, but I like what it, sort of how it looks. So let's try and implement that there as well. And this also had the camera as a little, there we go, just a little detail. Yeah, I can feel the rustiness, I must say. So for people who are new to the stream or to me, I had a baby last year summer, and that really knocked me off. I was not prepared. I mean, we wanted the baby, but I was not prepared how much work it would be. What a surprise! And yeah, I just couldn't draw for the longest time. It just was too busy, didn't have the energy. And now I feel that, because what I'm drawing is for work, and that's all digital work. And I just feel the, I don't want to say nervousness, more that I just don't feel as much at ease with just drawing with on paper, black and white. Ruga, if you want to talk about being a social parent, we can do that on Discord. I don't think a live stream is good for that. I just want to watch you draw your. All right, man. That's I will get back to you on Discord then. That's fair enough. I can totally respect that. That is a good point. That is a good point. Some sort of plating there. Ansh, I'm coming to the live stream after a 1.5 year gap. How's your job going? Are you still the firm where you used to sketch meeting pointers? It's going well. It's not a firm. I'm just a freelancer. So I'm just doing that, but by myself. I don't have a boss, which is very nice. And yeah, I am still doing that. As long as it's lucrative, I don't feel like switching at the moment. I always had the mentality of I don't need to make my money through art. It is always, of course, sort of a plus and a benefit, because you want to try and like what you do for work. But I very quickly realized that I do not want to turn what I love into work, because then at one point the opposite will happen, is what you love will turn into work as well, and then you just don't want to do it because you just want to take a break from it. So the fact that my work drawing is not related to mechs and robots and spaceships and concept art sort of keeps a nice barrier between art drawing and work drawing. And that way I don't really get sick of art drawing. I knew quite a couple of concept artists who in their free time like stopped drawing completely just because they did enough drawing, like that type of drawing for work. And I still feel the need to draw mechs and robots in my free time, so I want to keep that. But I remember when I was doing an internship in Germany, and that was an engineering internship. I was working until 5-ish almost every day, and I got home between 5:30 and 6. because I had to travel for about an hour or even more to work and back. And sometimes I was drawing until 12 or even later, just because I was so into it. And at work, in my engineering field, I didn't do any sort of drawing. So I was way more, not productive, but creative and just driven to draw those days. So I like this harsh, well, not say harsh, but clear delineation between I would say work and hobby, passion, whatever you want to call it. What about you, Hans? What's new in your life? 1.5 year of gap. It's pretty good a year, a pretty good gap. So I imagine a lot of new stuff happened with you as well. Alien, actually, as an introvert, it's interesting that you brought your social life subject, and you said you don't like to drive either. So it's interesting to see other artists' social life. I mean, yeah. I don't know how other artists do it, but yeah, when I was younger, I liked going to parties, and I still, well, not now. Now I'm just too lazy, but I remember I enjoyed going and dancing. Of course, back then the whole idea of like, ooh, girls, maybe I can pick up some girls, ooh, was also something that was interesting for me. But in general, every time I went out partying with my friends, or I just went to a big hangout, I needed a longer time to recuperate than most of the people I knew. So that's why I sort of I not designate, but that's why I think that I am an introvert. And as for driving, I just never got into it. I do have a driver's license. My parents just told me this was back in 2006, so I made my driver's license in 2006, and my parents just told me like, hey, look, we're just gonna pay for it, you just do it already, it's not okay. And we didn't even have a car, but they just thought it would be important for me in the future. And then I did it. I didn't enjoy it at all. Funnily enough, my instructor told me on the last day, just before the exam, he told me that, Robert, you drive worse than little girls. No offense to little girls, I guess. But then the exam I took easily. I had no problems with it. But for me, it's always like, if I need to go from A to B, why would I drive if, especially here in the Netherlands, we have very good public transportation, and I can get work done, I can read a book, I can draw or do something productive while I'm on a train. So I would much rather just take a train everywhere than drive myself. Now, that will probably change now that I have a son, and I will probably have to drive him places, to theme parks, to, I don't know, children's stuff that you can't really get to everywhere with public transportation. So yeah, that's something, a bridge that I will cross when we get there. Ru, guys, I think you should do some tutorials again. What sort of tutorials do you think of, Ru? Give me some I feel like I did everything that I know how to. Like, I don't want to do how to draw an eye. Like, I don't like those kind of tutorials. So what would you like to see? Alien, But you turn out fine, and I like to do well as an introvert. Yeah, and now my parents are forcing me to get my license. Look, it's just a chore. You can get you can do it. It's fine. It's good to have it in the end. Look, I did my driver's license 2006. I drove the next time in the American desert for 30 kilometers in 2018, and I haven't driven since. So I'm not sure if it was worth it for me, because I'm pretty sure if I want to get a car now, I would have to redo the whole driver's license, because I just don't remember jack shit about driving. But I guess if they're paying for you, just humor them and do it. Look at it. Look at it like a boss in a game. You know, you have to learn the patterns and you have to defeat it. And once it's done, it's done. About me, I was first year architecture student when I discovered your stream. Spent most of live streams drawing along you. That's what these are for. So that's very good. Now I have a good job with above average salary because of my sketches. Nice, man. So that's what I want to hear. Very good. So is it within architecture that you're working? What sort of projects do you have? I'm always like I like architecture. I can't do it myself, but I always love the creativity of coming up with spaces for humans to live or to spend time in. I got my license in 1975. Yeah, okay, but you're American. For you guys, having a license is as necessary as breathing. You have zero public transportation. Well, not zero, but it's like your whole country is set up not on public transportation, but cars. It would be silly of me, being an American, living not in New York, and wanting to not drive. And I still go to tutorials that teach the basics. They are just mainly into resort and weekend homes. Oh, nice. That sounds like the fun stuff. Resort and weekend houses. Do you get like freedom to like be a little bit creative and do something that's a bit more out there and weird? It's always nice when you get clients that like give you like a free hand. Just, hey, have a bit of fun. I want a quirky resort house. Oh, not the biggest fan of this song. Let's switch songs. And let's do a little bit of hydration. I feel like hydration is always good too. Ah, that's nice. That is nice. What did we want to check out? No, that back there. Tuk. The place where I work tames by crazy ideas, but I don't hold my crazy quirky ideas. Well, that's a good place to work at, man. Crazy ideas are good to have around. The world is sometimes full of boring, so you should, well, not lately, but I mean, on average, you are surrounded by a lot of mundane, so it is good to embrace the silly. Teaching is not a one and done. You can do the same tutorials, just expand them, redo the same ones. As an artist and a teacher, don't you think you can evolve? I mean, I agree that you can probably... Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. I agree. If I would redo my tutorials, I would definitely do them differently, or I would try to finesse them. So that is a good point. I to be honest, I was thinking about returning and redoing the basics, starting with perspective. I actually have a little book here that I wanted to involve in the next video, but I am still in the part of figuring out how to balance free time with a child. I feel like I was a little bit too ambitious maybe in the beginning, and now I'm more at the point where I'm accepting that, hey, with a kid, maybe the first year and a half, don't have expectations of doing a lot of extra creative stuff. And I think mentally that makes me feel a little bit better, just because I was feeling very down for the past year of not being able to do my videos or upload to Instagram. And I think I just now I'm more like, I accepted it, that this is what it is, and it's okay. Like, I shouldn't accept. Of course, there are some people where you can see that they have a kid and their social presence doesn't go down. But I feel like those people, their careers is their social life. And if you have a job and a kid and want some free time, and on top of that you want to do this as well, it's okay to take a little bit of break in the beginning, and then you come back stronger. So hopefully in a couple of months I can start with that again. But for now I still want to give myself a little bit of leeway with getting started with videos. You seem to have enjoyed doing those tutorials. You should do some new ones and see how they work out. Yeah. As I said, I will definitely try that. It's just I guess it's a little bit of also stuck mentality in my head, because basically drawing, there's nothing new. We teach the same thing for drawing, and mostly the same way that it has been taught for hundreds of years now. Like, perspective is perspective. There's not really a new way of looking at it. It's still perspective. And anatomy is still anatomy. It's all the same thing. So I saw a whole bunch of, there's so many tutorials and other tutorials that I felt like, okay, so I sort of did my part. This is my knowledge. I shared it, and I don't know what other new things to share. But I agree with you that revisiting some of the old stuff and redoing them might be worthwhile. And there are some tips and tricks that I can bring in to maybe ease people's journey into drawing. I came to your channel because of Sketchbook. That I think that is like a common thing. A lot of people came here because of my Sketchbook Pro tutorial, which is also funny because not a lot of people I feel are using Sketchbook. Just one of these, because lately I've been working a lot in Photoshop as well, just because lately I've been only doing client work. And I haven't used Sketchbook in a while. And then just the last couple of days, I did a couple of spaceships in Sketchbook. And I was like, oh yeah, this is not like Photoshop at all, but it is also so much fun. So I've been doing a couple of Sketchbook stuff, and it's nice to be back there. So I might do a refresher just to bring people's attention to Sketchbook again, that it is still an existing app. And it got a couple of updates as well, so it might be worth for people to check it out again. Good reminder, Rue. Alien, can you do a tutorial on shape designs in the thumbnailing phase and principles for turning primitive shapes into interesting forms? Or they just talk about 60-30-10 rule? Yeah, those rules are very, like, you can also do 80-20. There's different ways you can, like 60-30-10 is basically the same as big, medium, small. So you want to have a big one, a medium one that takes up a little bit less space than the big one, and then you have some small things that really attract your attention. That works for everything. But I do like the idea of shape design, because a lot of these things, also for tutorials, I do subconsciously. I don't really think about it. And when you give me an idea like this, I usually have to sit down, think about it, write down, and then actually formulate the thoughts in my head. Like why I do things that I do, because sometimes I really just do things automatically, not really thinking about it. So this is a good thing. I will actually note this down. Blah, 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 blah. Shape design thumb nailing. That's a good one. VB Motion. Hi Robert, I love your tutorials. Thanks for them. As an example, I'd be also great to cover futuristic sci-fi gun concepts. That's where I fail. I'm not good at guns. Guns are one thing that I feel like I am very bad at. I'm not good at doing those. Lucky Adrian, morning man, good morning. Good morning. I guess you're more on the western part of the globe, because we are in the late afternoon here. Rue says, share new perspective on old tutorials. I can tell you that you will be coming up with a lot of new stuff. Yeah, I agree. A tutorial on shape design with principles other than big, medium, so would be cool. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what other principles there are, but I will take a look at it in my head. You're already coming up with new ideas for teaching. Good. Nice pushing me, Ru. Nice pushing me. World War II Tachikoma. I don't speak this Weibo language, Matze. And then I just thought maybe I could suggest something that occupies my mind. No, it's a good suggestion for sure. It's just something that I have to sit down and think about. As I said, a lot of what I do, like I came to the whole YouTube thing with like, hey, I know these things, and when I was growing up and learning to draw, I was pirating all sorts of drawing videos, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I try and put out some free information of what I know and share it with people? And there's like some basic stuff that I know, but then questions like this, like shape design and thumbnailing, that is a lot of that I probably was taught at one point in design school, but a lot of that comes from feeling. And that feeling can easily be broken down and looked at like, okay, so why actually do you do that? It can be explained. It just that I never really took the time to think about it. So this is a good suggestion because it sort of also forces me to think a little bit like, oh yeah, why do I actually do what I do? Tachikoma, the ghost in the shell spider. Oh, that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. There's the little blue ones from standalone project. I am not good with names, guys. Do not do not expect me to remember stuff like that. We need some joints here as well. Okay. Can return here now. Chainsaw. This is the fun sort of mind stopping task where I just turn off my brain and enjoy the repetitive little lines that I have to draw here. So your graphic novel is going to be about a cute anime girl who has a fighting robot. It's not a fighting robot, as I said in the beginning. It's a well, technically you're right. It's a fire fighting robot. So yeah, sure. It is. It is a sort of a fighting robot. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, that arm is done. Oh yeah, we have the section line here, and then bolt there, and there. And we need some joint looking details here. Yeah, I can sort of accept that. And oh, I think here we can call an end, because I've been streaming for about an hour now. You cannot fight fire with fire. Well, that's what they're called, no? Fire sounds good. Is this on Earth or a planet that has lots of volcanoes? Not Earth, but definitely not a volcano planet. I don't think it's a volcano planet. Maybe an alternate Earth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me for the secret stream. I'm gonna head down and see what I can do downstairs. But yeah, see you again. Maybe we'll have another stream on Thursday, not sure yet, but I will put a reminder up on YouTube. Thanks for joining. Have a nice weekend, well, rest of Sunday. Bye bye!